Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review Episode 230. Yes, we have a new anime episode, which is good. The bad news is, no manga chapter. I have to wait next week for that one. So, in the case of this very episode, we are talking about episode 1005, The Power of the Oni Ice. A new, exciting, I think it's, The Power of Oni, Ice Oni. A new version of executing bullets. Yes. And here's a surprise. I was kind of surprised it did this. It adapts almost the entirety of chapter 993 this episode, with the exception of like 4 pages. Which, damn, that's a lot. It covers pages 2 through 9 and 14 and 17. And you're probably thinking, given the fact these things are about 17 pages, like, that's almost the entire chapter. Like, I think cover the rest next week. Probably, because I reread the chapter. Even I read the chapter originally like a year or two ago. Mm-hmm. What happens in this episode? Well, we start with we finally pick up where we left off about 3 weeks ago, actually. Yeah, 3 weeks ago, because, well, here's the thing. There was no episode last week because seriously we got because of New Year's. 2 weeks ago, do not know the reason for that. My guess is because Christmas just happened. They probably didn't feel like putting out Christmas an episode on New Year's. Let's just basically put out something for Christmas. So, a recap episode. Yep, and now we have a real episode. So, X-Ray kind of explains that yes, these are basically Oni stuff and about freezing. And of course, Char points out that it's a variant on the very same virus he encountered when he was at Udon prison. And in this scene, we just see Zoro, Chopper, Brook, and Nika Robin. And that's it. Now, Luffy and Sanji are in the episode, along with, of course, Zoro. If you're curious, though, what Straw Hats are absent from this episode? Is Jimmy in the episode? Yes, I'll get to him. But these are the Straw Hats absent from this episode. Nami, Carrot, and Usopp. And that's it. They're the only ones who currently are absent from this scene. Well, actually, for this whole episode. You're probably thinking, is there a reason? Not really, no. Technically, there's a reason why they're not in the stuff they adapted for. I'm surprised they included them in, because whenever Luffy was absent from the chapter from the manga, they at least included the original scene for him. Even if it was brief, they at least included the star of the franchise. The bullets, they try to take him down, and of course, then they find a plan to deal with him. And then we cut to Luffy and Sanji running through the hallways. And of course, had to be stopped by more Anarchy pirates. Sanji takes some of them, and of course, he stops Luffy. And then all of a sudden, this guy with a gorilla hand. Well, a gorilla growing out of his hand. Yes, seriously, a gorilla growing out of a guy's hand. I'm like, this sounds very familiar, where you have another animal in that person's body. Like, this has happened a couple times. This is the third time I've seen this. They actually were the very same guy who was a headliner who came up Otama early on in the Wano arc. There's him, and there's the guy who's the warden in the prison, who's basically inside of a freaking hippo. Yep. So, and of course, Jinbei shows up, take him out. After they take 2 blows, that's it. Of course, they move on. And then we cut to Kaido versus the 8 Samurai, where it looks like they won. Kaido's bleeding. And nope, he's not defeated yet. Of course, Ashra's the one who actually hints a reason why everyone's celebrating. Like, wait, okay, stop celebrating. We have to finish him up. We have to decapitate him. And of course, Kaido's like, that's a good idea. Let's go decapitate him. And they get blown back, and then Kaido's fires use some air to create invisible slashes, which end up slashing one of Kaku's arms. Just in the episode. I'm like, wow, that's quite interesting. And yes, this is how it ended in the manga too, which I'm like, really? Now, I did call case closed on this out yesterday, where they include a little bit after that, where they basically had like a continuing thing, like, oh, dead body, whatever. But this one makes more sense because it wasn't so abrupt. We had the episode. At least they continued just for a tiny bit. Everyone, we see her sword slicing up. We see part of her helmet slicing up too. At least they continued for a few seconds of just ending it right there, like the manga did. Yep. I gotta say, damn good episode. Looking forward to next week. I keep saying that because these episodes are so damn good. Okay, so that's the episode of you. Next one's gonna be kind of interesting of how I'm gonna watch it because apparently there's problems with Crunchyroll today for some reason. Yeah, I tried watching my PS4. One connect to the internet for some reason. I do not know what's the reason for it. There might be problems with the website. If not, I'm gonna have to watch someplace else. I can think of a place. Don't worry about that, okay? But next will be Bards, okay? Next video. Bye.